Okay, do you have a quarter nearby? Flip a coin. We'll either do white ladder or pop.
Ooh.
Or if you want to get real dark and suicidal, Lily White sessions.
Didn't we do we did every day though, right? I know it's like, well,
Everyday busted stuff.
we got.
I think we should.
Pop.
I think it
The
needs.
only one staring at the sun. Let me get my headphones here real quick. That was a Monster Palm album for me.
Yeah, they always had that's one of the most common pawn shop CD section albums, like that. Paula Cole's "This Fire" with Madonna's "Ray of Light." There's always like 50,000 copies. I guess I can just do the intro, whatever. It's talking over albums. I feel like I haven't done this in years. I think the last episode was like 5 months ago.
What was the last one we did? I'm trying to... Was it John Mayer?
I think it was Some Devil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is episode 90. Almost... about land the plane at triple digits here.
I can find this stupid headphones.
So this is our third or fourth U2 album we've done. What have we done? Oh, I did Songs of Experience for the first episode of this by myself. Then we did.
Maybe.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. And then I know we did. We did. All You Can't Leave Behind.
Yeah. I thought there was at least. I don't think we did Octung Baby.
I think it wasn't the one we were like doing our favorite U2 songs as part of it. So I feel like we were like distracted a little bit while we were doing it, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know or care.
Okay, I think I found my headphones here.
I think anyone who's even nominally interested in U2 has a strong opinion on pop, even though I think in reality it's really just one of those albums that's kind of a.
Yes, it was. I mean, I feel like it could have been that shocking after Zooropa, right? It was like it's kind of. I always like thought of it as just an extension of it.
Yeah, like I just thought it was a natural extension of where they're going creatively. I'm not sure why anyone would have been shocked after like Zooropa was a big departure from Octung Baby, and like Octung Baby was a big departure. I think they had three big departure albums in a row, and I think there was a limit where the fans weren't willing to go into like house music. All right, let's get this started.
Here we go.
Ready?
This is it.
Discotheque. You get to be the research boy for the episode. I've looked it up before, the DJs who actually did this stuff, because like maybe you can find some explanation of what U2 actually did on these first on Discotheque and Mofo. Like I think this is just like they're sick. They brought in their own sick house DJ is like a basically just make filler that they didn't have to put any effort into.
I always feel like these couple first songs, like I would just skip. I don't know why. Like, let me see here.
Oh, I forgot Bono sings on this one. Okay, I love Mofo. I think like
you can direct it, circulate, regulate. Oh no, you cannot connect it.
Like other than the vast majority of country music, well, I think there is a lot of good country music. I'm just saying that's the only genre. Generally, I can find at least the enjoyment and everything else. So, like, just taking this squarely from, like, the house 90s dance scene, like, is this a quality house track? And I'd say definitely. Like, this is...
I guess it seems like it's such a... Like, coming from Unforgettable Fire and War, where they were, like, so... Everything was, like, so sincere and so, like, heavy, or, like, so... Like, everything was about...
No, I think this is when they finally started getting honest. Was Zooropa, Octung Baby, and Pop. Because...
I feel like, yeah, but Octung Baby was, like, a different beast than... Like, Octung Baby had a little bit. I guess it had. What's the first song from Octung Baby? Was
Even better than the real thing.
Yeah, I mean, so it's got like a little bit. I feel like it's got a little bit of that dance thing, but it's like.
See, I lump these all together in my mind. Yep, Octung Pop and Zeropa Pop. Like for me, they all just blend together as like this weird U2 trilogy. Because, like, they all kind of have like a funky breakbeat sort of thing to them that I think ties them all together. I think actually like the tamest of the three albums is Zeropa, because that's a lot of like introspective songs.
Can we do Zeropa already?
No, we talk about it every time and then don't do it.
That's the one with the Johnny Cash. Was it?
Yeah.
I swear we did that.
The Wanderer.
Went out Wander. Okay. There we go. Do you feel loved?
Yeah, see, I like this. Like, oh, did we already do this for one of the episodes of the podcast? I need to check. I think I might have done this already with Jason and Chris. Holy crap, I need to check. Sorry, at least we're only 20. We can do something short. Like, I need to check. I think we did this. Oh, alright. You know it's time to quit when you've done so many episodes you can't remember what albums you've done.
I swear we did Zeropa too, but maybe not. It's like...
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember talking about it, though. What are we at? Do you feel loved? Again, I think this is a good hybrid. This kind of sounds like bands like Portishead a little bit, where you had like that very nighttimey, drony, introspective, like Massive Attack. Portishead, like that kind of sound was really popular here in like the middle of the 90s.
Yeah, I wonder what this would have been like if you didn't know what U2 had done beforehand. Like it might have been like.
People, I think it would have been much better received.
Right, because it would have been like they're kind of like whatever that style was in the 90s.
Because I think there's just some people who just hate the idea of U2 not being pious, or maybe that's just Bono. Like, I think he strays too far from... I think they were very much in the creative, peak here, and... I think he just likes preaching more than being an artiste, so...
Yeah, it's like they do this for a while.
God damn it, we did do pop. Alright, we already did pop. So you know what, let's do Scott Stapp. Let's do...
Hello, my friend, we'll meet again.
You want to do Creed or one of his solo albums?
The solo albums might be too
we have to make sure we haven't already done... Wait, we did do Creed one time. No, we did Nickelback. I don't think we've ever done Creed. Whatever, we'll just do the same album. Weathered. Want to do Weathered? Or,
Human Clay or Weathered.
What's generally regarded as their crappiest album?
Human Clay, I feel like, was the one that was the biggest when we were in high school.
Yeah, 1999.
Like, Will the Streets Have No Name, or what's not... Can You Take Me Higher?
Does this have Higher on it?
Yeah, it's got With Arms Wide Open.
Alright, ready? Let me know.
Go. There we go. Are you ready? 1999.
Wow.
This is like when we were freshmen in high school.
That's freaking insane. Like, I do not remember talking about pop before. And I'm still not even sure if we ever did Zeropa. Like, we might have. I think we tried once and then didn't do it. I just skipped, like, a song in. Oh, God, now we gotta talk about Creed. They were the bomb. They were like the Calvary Baptist Beatles. Like, everyone was just going for Loco for Creed in 1999, 2000.
Remember, like, Isaac or Adam would be like, my pastor knew him.
Yeah, there was always these weird behind-the-scenes stories of, like, their church cred. Like, did their publicists just spread this? Because, like, you know, like mega churches, not really mega churches, but like hip churches, you know what I mean? Like, I think they sent their publicist to be like, heard this band Creed? They got sick of Jesus and started rocking. And so, like, all the teenagers in the group would be like, yeah! They felt like they're being rebellious listening to a group that's not really Christian anymore.
They were like, they tried to be like really badass, but they would still like try to like, they would still like put in like subtle spiritual lyrics.
Prayer-lattes. They were the prayer-lattes of rock.
Remember that guy that would come, the one youth pastor, Armand, like the Asian guy who was like the hippest guy ever?
No, it was always the two of them would always come to our lunches, like our school lunch. Like, they were just Ignatius. I don't think you're allowed to just pop in and have lunch with the kids. There were a lot of shady things going on.
That was the Calvary. They're like, we need the money for these Assemblies of God kids, but it's they're.
Yeah, I always loved they're pretty much like their own little tribe.
Like, who's the one guy who always would drive his pickup truck?
Like, this is all just flooding back to me. I don't really actually remember any of this stuff.
I can't remember his name, but he'd be like, I'm going to tell Mrs. Campbell to F off.
Oh, the guy with the really, really tiny Toyota truck?
I'm going to be blasting Creed.
I remember somebody, like, was making fun of him and said, my lawnmower has more horsepower than your truck. It was like a 10cc engine or something.
Oh, man.
Like a golf cart engine.
There's just a surreal place. I still remember the conversations with Chris and Nathan. And Chris is like, you know what heroin feels like? and then Mark would be like, Chris. The whole idea of like Calvary was like, okay, we're gonna shield our kids from the world, and then like they brought in all the kids that got expelled.
Yeah, that was so weird.
I don't quite understand what the purpose of, like, looking back. I'm like, I don't know what.
I think I'm gonna have to edit all of this out. I'm just gonna be bleeping names the whole. Sorry, here's What If, where he starts to get serious about the nature of reality.
Lots.
Yeah, you gotta be the lyric guy here. I can't understand anything he says.
I feel like I've been beaten down by the words of men who have no grounds. Can't sleep beneath the trees of wisdom. When your axe cuts the roots that feed them. Forked tongues and bitter mouths. And drive a man to bleed from inside out. What if you did? What if you lied? What if I avenge? What if eye for an eye?
I love vague symbolism.
I'm trying to think, was this like...
I don't get the...
This was like earlier than Nickelback, right? This was like...
Yeah. Because I didn't hear... Nickelback was like the year after, because I think I remember that... Look at the bottom of every bottle. I think that came out in 2004. That was like
so was this like... Were they like the first Nickelback-esque...
The first like butt rockers?
Because then you had like Lit and...
I think Creed was like the really shitty date rapey response to Pearl Jam.
Yeah, like, I mean there's like elements of Pearl Jam, but it's like a very like
because I think
bastardized version of it.
Like this is butt rock, and I think that spawned directly out of the grunge movement. Like it was just a hard cutoff of like all the heroin went away and butt rock was born. Where it's like crap art, we're just vague spirituality and sex.
I know I can't hold the hate inside my mind, because what consumes your thoughts controls your life. So I'll just ask a question. A lonely, simple question. I'll just ask one question. What if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if I...
The song's really pretty middling and generic. Generally, I can at least acknowledge that Creed has had a sound, like you could always identify it as Creed. I think this one doesn't particularly sound like the general bombastic Creed thing. This harkens back more to like late 80s Metallica era of hard rock.
Yeah, it's just a filler song. What if
I'm gonna crank it up to 11 for 1 second here.
Oh, I do think I remember this one. Feared by others. So
this is very theatrical.
Lust she breeds in the eyes of brothers. Violent sons make bitter mothers.
I wonder if Scott Stapp's ever done any community theater. Like, I think he would do a good Jesus Christ Superstar. Why do I have to die?
What's he doing now? Well,
I think he put out a solo album like 2-3 years ago. He's still.
Is he like on the Joe Rogan podcast now?
He's the Joe Rogan of music. Why? Generally, I can recognize like certain qualities people bring to like interviewing. Like, even though I found what's his name super boring, Larry King, like he still had Charlie Rose, where there's just a certain quality where they can just elicit a kind of candid conversation with people. But like Joe Rogan, he's just stoned all the time and doesn't really know anything about anything. He just takes like a middling centrist position on everything. Is it just that he can get anyone on his show? Like, I think it's popular because it's popular, kind of.
It does it does definitely feed into itself.
Yeah. It's wow, this is a boring ass album.
Remember? I feel like I always would skip these songs. That's what, like all these bands, I would just like go to their like more melodic like.
I think Creed was. Higher was just a lightning bolt that elevated this album to sellability. Because like
here we go. Beautiful is free. Beautiful loves no one. Beautiful strip me. She stripped me. Who's beautiful? This is see, like the hot woman who gave him gonorrhea or something.
Like, one thing I did always find impressive is like I don't know who their producer was at the time, but like they definitely had an extreme wall of sound. Because I remember like just thinking like, wow, I've never heard anything this loud. Like, that was the one thing I would give them. Like, the way the production's done, it's just a wall of... They scrubbed all of the like loose ends and empty parts and gunk off of grunge. Like, they just cleaned it. They polished the hell out of grunge and just created this blank kind of wall of sound coming at you where like it's just compressed to
I'm trying to think if I ever had this album or not.
I don't know. I just always remember Ryan in his... What car did he have? He had like a
red one,
like a Ford Probe or something, or maybe like a Honda Civic. I don't know. He had one of those like trendy starter cars, and he would always come zipping through the parking lot, rocking out to Creed. What is he saying here? He's dropping sick knowledge and say I. What is this life for? How come things happen?
Who is to blame will surely melt in the rain. Say I, say I. Is this just like purely trying to rhyme? Who is to blame will surely melt in the rain.
Yes. Sometimes you gotta force a rhyme, you know.
The stillness is so lifeless with no spirit in your soul. Like children with no vision do exactly what they're told. The one song they had on the like their kind of protest song, America, on their first album was from Mayo in Prison. I think that was like the thing that led me to do my... Remember I tried to do the protest songs?
When I looked into your eyes, I started to cry. That song.
No, the
Were you
one
talking about
like
capitalism?
the nuclear bomb or something.
Life ain't worth.
I think we're. I think that was like. I felt like that was just like me like channeling that song from Scott Stapp.
I think we've probably talked about it multiple times, but I still want to keep putting it out there in the world. I want to know who that group was that did Magenta Purple Springs. I still think about them. They haunt my dreams. That was the greatest Beatles ripoff song I've ever heard in my life.
You remember that music? How's it just like in the? I guess it was right before the internet. Like, I mean, the internet was there, but it wasn't like people didn't have it out there. Like now, I think that music would just be out there somewhere on YouTube at some point. But like,
but a lot of those old sites got deleted. I mean, or just don't exist. So like a lot of
it was on MySpace or something.
Like MySpace or Pure Volume or just any number of like band sites that just don't exist anymore.
I mean, if I could find the Hello Detroit album, that would have been with Sam. What was his last name?
He still pops up with Otis around here every couple years.
Man, I don't remember this. Wrong Way. What makes you touch? What makes you feel? What makes you stop and smell the roses in an open field? The Wrong Way.
This is.
I feel like I don't actually like these albums. Like I knew the songs that I liked, and I must have like got this on Napster or something, and just like downloaded like 4 songs.
Yeah, I don't know. I did not have it. I think the closest I was doing to listening to like hard modern rock, I had like a brief Metallica phase. I think, I don't know, but like maybe Stone Temple Pilots. I really don't know.
Here we go. What makes you touch? What makes you feel? What makes you stop and smell the roses in an open field? That's
poetry. All right, here's Wrong Way.
There we go.
Yeah, there's part of me that kind of likes the just sort of like vague, pseudo deep, like bro introspection. Like I kind of like it. It's almost its own fantasy genre unto itself. Like I'm just a bro looking for a path in life. It's like douchebag Pilgrim's Progress.
It was, remember,
wow, this album's a snooze fest. Holy crap. Yeah, this album really was just the power of higher. And is there anything else on this?
Let's see here.
Human clay. What does human clay mean?
I think it's supposed to be like the dust of the earth. Maybe.
Oh, you know what Creed's like? They were sort of like the neighbor to the unplug your mind rap rock bands who were like, you're being controlled, zombie. Like Creed was more of the more like fake humility aspect of it, of like, help me through this burden, Lord. It's 2 ways of approaching being controlled by the system. One is to seek help, and the other one is to f*** up.
I mean, it was like that teenage angst.
Yeah, like
I feel like there's definitely teenage depression today. I don't know if it's like the same level of just, it's like a different form of like, not just the constant angst.
Yeah, I don't
know what it is. It's just.
Sorry, here's Faceless Man, another complete snoozer. Holy crap! All right. One more, and then we
stand against the Faceless Man. I don't know what that is. That like a.
One more song, and then we get the 2 jams. I'll be back in a second. I gotta pee. Oh. All right. Have they started rocking yet?
Here, Are you still playing?
Faceless Man.
They put these lyrics here. It says,
These all just sound like the same song. They're all just like mid-tempo ballads. Like they need
I spent some
something
time
up
with
tempo.
nature to remind me of what's of all that's real. It's funny how silence speaks sometimes when you're alone. I mean,
I feel like a faceless man. It's like I don't have a face.
oh, Scott Stapp.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear the little tease for hire in there with the guitar?
Oh, they're previewing it. What was the when Mr. came in and it was like we had like some kind of list of music or like someone was singing like a Chili Pepper song or something in the
No, it was like people were just making lists of good rock songs or something.
yeah, compared to today where it's just like every song in the world is in the kid's pocket. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think.
I guess they don't even try anymore. Like you can't really control anything anymore, right? It's just like
No.
don't look at porn at school. It's like
I remember looking up, not porn, but like, we'd have like computer time in the library, like my freshman year at normal. And we'd just go in there and like look up risque pictures of Catherine Zeta-Jones. So everyone would just be sitting there like, kind of like leaning back in their little computer terminal thing to like see if anyone was watching you look up like scandalous bikini photos.
I feel like you would. I remember you bringing that to like.
Man, kids today don't understand the joys, or not kids, but like, you know, adolescent boys do not understand the joys of trying to find something to whack it to. Because it used to be quite the hunt. Like now a baby can look at porn on their phone.
I can't even like imagine what if I like when we were in high school we had like cell phones and everything like the world on it like.
There's no point in even going to school anymore.
Yeah, it's like you're writing down a list of rock songs. Like it's not even like it was like such a early. Or
I don't know.
late,
All right, this is Never Die. This is the album has come to a complete and utter standstill. This is incredible. How did this album sell so well? Other than the fact that Higher and Arms Wide Open are on it. That's the answer. Because this is a terrible, terrible
watching
album.
Some children laugh and play. Inspired to question. I feel like Scott Stapp would have been there on January 6th if he could have been.
I want a t-shirt that just says, "What's this life for?" With a picture of Scott Stapp in the Jesus pose.
Let's see what he's up to these days.
You know the song, I feel like that Soundgarden song, Jesus Christ Pose, is written specifically about Scott Stapp.
Frontman Scott Stapp celebrates his sobriety with empowering new song. He almost looks like a emo singer now.
You know what I love? People celebrating sobriety. Yay!
The Grammy-winning musician's road to sobriety kicked off in 2004 after issues with drugs and drinking, along with thoughts of suicide.
It's weird, because judging from this album, I can't really picture him having emotions deep enough that would lead to such dramatic action. But wherever you are, Scott, we love you. You've been a big part of our life. Oh, next is Arms Wide Open.
Yes. With legs wide open.
Under the moonlight. Welcome to this f***ing place. I'll show you everything.
Creed singer Scott Stapp chopped off his signature long hair, celebrating 5 years of sobriety.
His signature long dick.
Let's see here.
All right. So here
Let's
comes.
see what Scott Stapp was addicted to here.
Hello, my friend. Yeah. What song was that? Oh yeah, that's. What would you pick as your favorite Creed song? Since we're never gonna do this again.
I mean, with Arms Wide Open.
Okay, I'm on. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, is it on?
Yeah, this song changed a lot of lives. You know, All around the world, there was someone ready to do something bad, and they heard this and didn't do that bad thing. Well, he began to pray. That means he's a born-again Christian. It'd be awesome if Creed was like some made-up... Well, I think they're like made-up religion, but I think they're vague enough where you can just take it as Scott Stapp as his own god. 'Cause, like, when he's praying, he's just praying to himself. Uh-oh. They're finally going to start rocking here. Yeah, see, it starts to work better when the guitarist is just kind of doing some gentle picking in the verses, and then they jump up. It's the generic loud, quiet, loud formula. But, like...
So, yeah, at least it's got some kind of...
Yeah,
something to it.
Yeah, they work much better when there's some dynamics going on, and it's not just generic mid-tempo slog. Everything
has changed.
He's gonna show us love and everything.
Arms wide open.
Oh, 3 things. Love, everything, and arms wide open. So I wonder how much heroin he was on while he was writing these songs.
Well, it says he was on... I was looking at it. It said amphetamines, steroids, and crystal meth.
Steroids and crystal meth.
I feel like that's the grunge album.
So you're super angry and tripping balls. So that's how this music gets made. He helps
Secret,
you.
Steroids and crystal meth.
That's how Creed was made. Ugh. It's very weird listening to this music at like lower volumes. It's clearly it kind of works as both. Like at low volumes, it feels like something you could just study to. You know, do your Christian school homework, but also rock out if you have it loud enough. It kind of served 2 functions.
You think kids these days, like, they probably know who Creed is?
Good. I'll be back. Crap. Alright, technical difficulties. Sorry, my other tablet died.
You want to start the...
No, I think we already understand the gist of Higher. It rocked everyone's worlds. A lot of people got very sloppy handies.
The only difference is...
Let love replace all of our bad dreams. What do you... Uh-oh, he's going there. Can make our escape. Come on, let's go there. Call Ryan Olachek right now.
I still remember that. I think it was this one that for Mr. Campbell's class. That's me, Adam, and Ryan Olachek had to do like a geography video, and for some reason, like I don't know what we were doing about, and it was like, let's put some Creed on the background. Like, oh, that's gonna be.
Dare we? Uh-oh, here it comes. Make our of y'all.
Yeah,
Here's wash away all those years.
She came calling one early morning. She showed her crown of thorns.
She sits alone by Lambos.
She lay lifeless. He stole her in this. Oh, this is like. I forgot about this one. My anger is violent, but still I'm silent when tragedy strikes at home. I do feel like it's hard to know how much of this is like sincere versus like.
I think it's dumbscere, like dumb person sincere, or like somebody's really well-meaning but they're stupid.
Yeah, it's like the.
But I can't tell if Scott Stapp's stupid. I mean, like, kind of a meathead, or if he's just or if he was just on a very weird combination of drugs. Like, it's hard for me to tell because I have not done anything other than weed and mushrooms, and acid. So, like, other than the usual trifecta, like, I haven't gone into, like, any combinations of weird drugs, so I don't know what mixing morphine, or what was the
amphetamines, crystal meth, and steroids.
Steroids, crystal meth. I don't know what kind of Swiss cheese holes that's gonna, like, laser into your brain. So, like, it could be sincerity. It could be just somebody completely whacked out of their gourd. There's no way of knowing unless you are Scott Stapp.
Yeah, I wonder how much of this was, like, I feel like he couldn't have been, like, touring and doing all this with, like, if he was, like, truly on crystal meth. Like, it might have been, like, later on, but
I've often wondered this myself, but you have to understand that people can be on a lot of and still kind of pass themselves off as like a functioning human being on a day-to-day basis. It's quite frightening, but there are people who do it.
If it was like a gradual thing, it was just like occasionally doing crystal meth.
Yeah, this album's a desperate cry for help. I give it a... Right now, it's hovering right above like a F+. Maybe a D-. I'm like, this is real bad.
It's exactly 1 hour long.
I think that this album is a testament to how great of a song Higher is. That's basically it. Like, they just crushed it with those two songs. And I think in 2000, that's all that matters. Like, does this song have two kick-ass songs on it? And does this album have two kick-ass tracks? That's all that matters. Give me the CD.
That's right. That was back when you actually had to purchase the album. Get on Napster.
There's no investment in art whatsoever anymore. If you don't like a thing, it doesn't matter because you didn't invest anything into it. So, on to the next.
When I'm all alone and no one else is there, waiting by the phone.
Oh, sorry, I'm on a commercial. But go ahead and read his beautiful lyrics.
So I'm waiting by the phone, this is old, to remind me I'm still here, when shadows paint the scenes where spotlights used to fall. And I'm left wondering, is it really worth it all?
So you're more of a lyrical, musical listener, so try to explain to me what you think Scott Stapp's his aesthetic is as a poet and storyteller. What is he going for?
I mean, I feel like if it wasn't Scott Stapp, it'd be like, okay, this person's really like trying to deal with his anxiety. But it's
if it wasn't Scott Stapp.
But it's like
if this was anyone else.
I kind of compare it to the first Lifehouse album, which I like. Besides that, like the hit song, like the rest of it, I feel like was. If you actually listen to the lyrics,
all right,
like,
here's Inside Us All, last track.
There
Finally, thank you, Jesus. This is a short album, or at least goes by quickly. Oh, it's an hour long. Okay, at least it's a quick hour, I guess. It's boring, but at least it goes by quickly.
But like, I feel like the Lifehouse album, like, is the first one is like it's all like him clearly going through like some massive anxiety and mental issues, but he's like working that through the music. But it doesn't seem like it's forced. Where this one, I feel like it's almost like a shout. Like I don't know, it's like a sincere thing, or is this just like a?
It's a lot of like greeting card spirituality or something.
Yeah.
Like it never goes into any kind of... It never goes into specifics about anything. Because, like, you'll have Soundgarden who's, you know, very specific lyrical content of, like, here's a picture of some crappy thing or emotion that's happening, where Creed is just kind of, I'm going through troubles.
Well, it's like
general...
literally like, yeah, like I'm really angry, and at the end it's like, let's all love each other and hold hands. Like I don't like. It's supposed to like, if that's supposed to be the thing of the each. I wonder if like all their albums are kind of like that, where it's like
pissed
angry
off and then kind of hopeful.
Like,
maybe one day I won't be pissed off.
So was that their idea of like, we're gonna get like these angst-filled kids to like get their anger out, and at the end they're gonna find redemption, or like
it was, I was gonna punch a wall, but then I didn't.
There's a peace inside us all. Let it be your friend.
Let
it be your friend. There's a peace inside us all. So what was the first song again? It was Are You Ready?
Why can't we all just get along? Yeah, this album sucks. Like, really bad. Higher and With Arms Wide Open, perfect songs. Basically their greatest hits. What's your all-time favorite? Mine is, Hold Me Now, 'cause I'm 6 feet from the house and down the hill.
I always like their super like ballad songs. So the what's the one on Weathered? Don't Stop Dancing. Children Don't Stop Dancing. Believe You Can Fly. It was like this one, but even
you can
more
literally
like,
fly.
Or One Last Breath. That's the one you're saying. 6 feet from the edge. I'm thinking maybe 6 feet. And so
you will never hear me say a bad thing about Creed's hits. They, regardless of his mind frame or where they're coming from, their intention as a band, or whatever their vision was, the hits, they had at least like 8 to 10 just truly transcendent butt rock songs. So for Creed in general, they get my seal of approval. This album sucks ass.
Yeah, I think Weathered might have been. We should have maybe done Weathered. I don't know if we can do another Creed album or not.
There's nothing else I have to say about them. I'm sure they have some that are better than this, but no, we're never doing Nickelback again either. It was more of just getting it out there. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
this
album's
Nickelback.
There's like a little bit more redeeming qualities in this than Nickelback, but
I think Nickelback has more dynamics in their song production. This is boring. This is boring as hell. Like, this is just kind of a flat line from beginning to end, other than those two little spikes with the 2 singles. Whew.
Their thing of like, we're not going to be like a fancy rock band. Like, we're just going to have guitar and a bass and like
no frills here, Lord.
we're just gonna maybe we'll have some heavy distortion and then like cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, I think Scott Stapp just proved steroids are not a good rock and roll drug. And probably not crystal meth either. We might just want to stick to like psychedelics, cocaine. So Scott Stapp, he was a pioneer. He was trying new brain-altering methods of creating rock and failed miserably, except for those 8 to 10 times where he knocked it out of the park. He was he was
the come down. I mean, it was like the come down from
grunge. Yeah.
Like when he came down, he was like, "Let's stop. Children don't stop dancing."
He was always swinging for the fences. Struck out a lot, but occasionally he just hit the world's most spectacular grand slam. But it was a lot of strikeouts. That's my analogy.
I'll learn from that. Scott Stapp is America in 2020.
He is. Scott Stapp is America.
Right now, our nation is on a massive dose of crystal meth, and one day we'll become sober again.
Well, I think... No, everyone's literally on drugs. Everyone's on opioids, so...
No, it's
So, like, I think that's a way to like look at it better. It's not just that people are getting dumber. It's that a lot of people are actually on opioids. So that I think that's a helpful way to think of it. Of yes, they're like it's just rampant drug addiction and bad education.
and social media. No, it's just the three.
Well, yeah, that's social media is like the match on the